welcome to this moment. Oops, this continuous moment, trying to dive into the tissue of reality, the news of the present, hoping to be part of directing a better outcome for all of us. I'm very happy for Joe Rogan and any influencer that, like, yeah, would like to pass a text message to the current president. What matters is that if you have an address to send some information to an office or people that have more power than you would do so. It should be a civil right to know how to address to certain offices. I was privileged to learn that from my father. They don't teach you that in school, not in a private school, not in the private school of a prince, not in the university. But it's a civil right to help governments, yeah, become a little more flexible with the freedom and free will that we have. And that is very beautiful to see happening. I am among all the problems we have and all the scenes we have, the good things are happening. Yeah, people have good aspects, bad aspects, but good things coming for others. So the week of the war, the war of the week is power, and the fourth week of every month is related to the scenario. Hmm? It's not about the vibe. The vibes come and go. You can see a vibe in the scenario at the moment, or changing vibe, or an always vibe that's there, whatever is submerged or in the background. But that is part of the scenario. You might take these people to another scenario and the vibe changes, right? So it's consequential to what a scenario is. When you study script writing, you must also study everything in the seventh arts. There are more arts now with technology and makeup is done and incredible advancements in the making of reality and the reporting of history, this documentals in virtual reality that I am a bit more here for that. You will see when you enter into certain you might be working in your certain stories with your friends and you have many friends and suddenly you enter into a scenario that one of your friends did in the last 3 months or was role playing for the last year without you knowing that. They wanted to surprise you. Surprise, surprise. Look at all the power I have that I have created in this new verse. And you're like, oh yeah, well, look at all the underworld that I've created. Oh, that's what friends do in role play. We have power trips and we love to see our friends' creation. So we compete and we have a lot of amicability towards how powerful you have become. And we do all the wriggle thing, or as the verse would. So we go read all that to level up to that verse. For example, if it is a verse that's been created, Now we have a lot of role players missing. So, uh, in the design of a scenario that which is power, so it might be a new scenario. It might be a prehistoric scenario, and a scenario of nature. So I had to push a lot the role players because none was a script writer or had any family member talking to them behind the scenes. It's one thing to go to study for it, another to also grow up. And your father telling you there are so many cameras here, and you're watching the movie, and you're like, where? As a child. And he said, just from this angle, and he's explaining you with uh, cameras that you don't see from where they are being filmed. So every artist or journalist has a unique form of channeling their stories, of being part of this meaning. Most want to pass something to others through information in the arts. Some are suicidal, go closer to places of war where they can get killed. But they still have a message to tell that brings them closer to death. As the scenarios that are near death, there are scenarios that are near death. You have that are depicted in Greek mythology. I wonder really, someone out there that's gonna pay attention really to all the power we have. If God, Allah, has given you all this power, is this all you gotta do? Can you just be friends, make a powerful, better world in the name of Allah, in the name of your ancestors, in the name of your future descendants? I would love to give up because it's never going to work. And presidents are doing campaigns, and when there is an opposite political party wanting to bring them down, when we are not working for a technological map of our own, with the maps of others as well, as a creative unison of humanity that has the right to report what they have, what they need, talk with their village or their locality. So you have a certain right to make your locality better. You have a certain right to perform the laws. So that some people in government think the laws, are not enough. So it's very sad to see how government cannot provide to everyone. People also have responsibility. My father also taught me. Okay, so you can imagine what is for you in this week, the scenario and the power that you have administrate. You have responsibility with your neighbors. You have responsibility with your people. I have responsibility with my work. There's a lot there to manage. So there is a responsibility. And when we see all these monsters coming out of hell, this is it might seem the darkest times because we are the first generation and only as a collective that is becoming aware of everything that has been buried, right? Hidden. Yes. All that which is being hidden, right there, right there. You have the courage to see how we are purifying, and instead of casting away everything that is dark, transforming it into goodness. Of course, we need glow. Of course, we need to be transparent. Of course, we need balance. And sometimes we also need redemption. So I I love to have seen Jesus come out of the cross from a Jew bringing down the cross, a military. Nice to put Jesus without the cross. This is very symbolic. Okay, one moment. He will come to sit back in his throne in your own psychology. You need that to sit back in your Jesus consciousness. We don't need to look at this when we're children anymore. And how can I explain to my children everything that Christians went through? Where I want my children to go through already what they had to go through. That they are happy, they will have to find happiness by working hard and believing in themselves. The nicest people are not of good power. It's not truly nice when you really look at it. So I still believe that St. Patrick was the one who discovered the purgatory before Dante Alighieri, and I want to study the map of. I had stopped the video so I could write it down because it was from the Arabic. They have made a map of the celestial realms and the rings of hell. They said it was a purgatory, but I don't think that was yet. I think that purgatory was because he went down when the pagans from Ireland told him, and there is a church, they did a monument there where he went down in that cave well to go within the purgatory. But these are the stories that we celebrate together. When did Jesus said to carry me in the cross for 2000 years? In 26. I wish for all the angels in heaven to take that cross away from Jesus. You can carry the cross if you want. It is take the pain from others, so others are not shamed to take it. I do it all the time. So yeah, was me. It was everyone. It was another person. So it was me. So what are you gonna do about it? Judge me? You wanna gossip? I tell everyone else it was me. And everybody, yeah, yes, of course it was her. Because what happens is better one person than everyone, right? Look, what are you going to do? You're gonna put me in the cross? You will love to understand that this was a message that has enlightened our hearts. I love the devotion. I really love the adoration. And there's still something more. There is still something more. And I am moving this table so I have more space to look at the window and go back to the storylines. I'm afraid that the last friend I have in roleplay that's active and is the best of all, has been always best of all. I'm afraid, I don't know, she's afraid that I am missing my life. Um, I am missing everything. I'm missing. I'm used to work strong to recover my kids, so I'm gonna put back those character traits to be able to go in my imagination. That's been very powerful for me as a source of existence to consume and be shared. And if I find the stability in this place to keep, it's so small that it's difficult to agglomerate each verse in a section. So normally I have them for each character. I put the name of the character. It's not separated by classification. So, and it's beautiful to honor the word power, the which might have many adjectives. I don't know. Sweater is everything up. It might have many adjectives. This is a book that is to engrave words in your tomb where when you die, and to engrave it in the stone So, Goodbye, Cruel Worlds, a book of memorable epitaphs, right? Um, s- there are so many books. It's just Daniel Chappelle, who was killed in the act of taking a well. So cute. It's interesting. From 18045. This one from February 2nd, 1739, age 28. Epitaph on an early pioneer of flight, St. Mary's, Shrewsbury. Let this small monument record the name of Batman and to future time proclaim how by an attempt to fly from this high spire across the Salrine stream, he did acquire his fatal end. 'Twas not for want or skill or courage to perform the task. He fell, no faulty cord being drawn too tight, hurried his soul on high to take her flight and bid the body here good night. Mm. She wanted to fly. Is it beautiful? Sparta Diggings, California. In memory of John Smith, who met whirling death near this spot. 1842, he was shot by his own pistol. It was not one of the new kind, but old-fashioned brass barrel, and of such is the kingdom of heaven. Killing near Richmond in Yorkshire. Unto the mournful fate of young John Moore, who fell a victim to some villain's power in Richmond Lane near Ask Hall. 'Tis said there was his life most cruelly betrayed, shot with a gun by some abandoned rake, then knocked the head with a hedging stake. His soul, I trust, is with the blessed above, there to enjoy eternal rest and love. Then let us pray his murderer to discover that he to justice soon might be brought over. Let's see another one randomly. A vapor full of woes. Epitaph upon a Virgin by Robert Herrick, 1591, 1674. Here solemn fast we keep, whilst all beauty lies asleep. Hush, be all things, no noise here. But tonight over there, or a side of such a spring, cow sleeps for her covering. From Massachusetts, I came in the morning, it was spring, and I smiled. I woke out at noon, it was summer, and I was glad. I sat I sat me down at even, it was autumn, and I was sad. I laid me down at night, it was winter, and I slept. It's beautiful for those who are, for those who are ready to die. It's good to think of a memorable sentence you like to have. It can be very powerful and stay in the history of humankind. Why you liberated from your body and how and what you left behind. Here lies Joan Kitchener. When life was spent, she kicked up her heels and away she went from ruins of Bury St. Edmunds. Loved, worked, prayed, played, with the warm urgency of young blood, then thanking God for all his gifts passed on, composed by an endeavor man for himself, Andover man for himself. Mm. I would love to do a mausoleum for my family. I said to my mother, I promised to take care of her in her last years, mm, to be enlightened from my love. A married man comes nearest to the death and to be buried, but to go to bed. Samuel Butler, 160-1280. Pain was my portion, physic was my food, prayer my devotion. Drugs did me no good. Chris came my physician. He knew what was best to ease me of my pain and take my soul to rest. Ho Hope Churchyard, Herefordshire. This is in Port of Glasgow, and written by himself. So died John, so did he sow. So did he live, and so did he die. So did he sow. Question. And so let him lie. Mm, so very nice, peaceful. Oh, I have to write mine, right? Just to write one for my friend Rob, who's still between worlds. Today, my other friend was talking about him. He's just far away. Well, it's quite deep. Horsforth, West Yorkshire. Here lies John Geest, Pardon me for not rising. This one is St. Giles, Cripplegate, London. Death is not an eternal sleep. Therefore, my friends, you need not weep, but look by faith beyond the grave, that you some peace of soul may have. Body, I, Mary Powson, lie below sleeping. So I, Mary Powson, sight above, waking both. We hope to meet again with glory clothed. Then will Mary Powson be for evermore blessed. She lived 70 years and died in 1599. I guess I mixed two in one, or there are, or that is one. Um, on the grave of a master printer in Norwich. Must be well thought to be printed. Let no proud stone with sculpture virtues rise to mark the spot wherein the sinner lies. But if some boast must deck the sinner's grave, boast of his love who died lost man to save. And when life's journey's over, and I, the dear Saviour, shall see, I'll praise him forever and ever for saving a sinner like me. It's very beautiful. Um, my main character, the goddess of last breath, uh, and is in the profile, in the end, and in the beginning, is asking to have a decent last breath. Yeah, so sometimes it's ironic, 'cause when you have given many years to meditation or spiritual, you're seeking what is this? What is immortality? Um, why would you fight with your last breath, right? If you have lived fully, then so as a character, it's like people fighting against death, right? People fighting against last breath. So you really think about it. You would like to, if you were welcoming in your life to people, to strangers, to things you don't know, yeah, you're like, yeah, tell me what, you would also welcome your own death as if it's your highest orgasm. It's known as the highest orgasm because you reach the peak of your life in communion with God. So it's not with a lover or a marriage or a piece of cake. You are going back. You said that the greatest orgasms are linked to death as well, to that which is immortality. We in Christianity say is Holy Mary waiting for us. So as it is. So we have these different views around it and other religions. One night awaits us all. It's very beautiful. Particular. Ooh, I have to uh, make this a little more stable, I guess, or keep working to have a bigger space, to have more power to nourish my children, and if possible, to have a place for them where I can welcome them. I could welcome them here, make beds for three, put all these books outside in a cabin. Um, it is illegal to be three people. There can be two adults. So I think I could make it. I could make it. Um, it's important to have good relationships. The power of relationship is how you've treated another person. Um, Today I was just feeling my mother was being through. I'm so grateful. Been so generous and divine to me. Uh, so there must be a way for everything that is pleasant. So getting to adjust my hands to the keyboard, to I'm having better days to work without boxes, so my hands are not going to hurt. I have found out that's also a reason to not write and just go to bed because my hands. So dealing with pain is for everyone is different. We have a different relationship with pain. Whatever was inflicted by somebody and the nerve system has damage and we resist to change the way we relate with this pain. For example, there are pathologies that are related to pains, and many have to do with the scenario you are. For everyone, in the same way, yes. And what is it that is causing this pain? So we have works to look within. Where's it coming from? Is it being held in some place in your body? Because there is also great potential. So it's your heart. The heart doesn't have any reason to have pain because there is nothing in the heart. It's only pumping blood. So you might want to pump its heart better, and it's related to other systems. And at the same time, for me, my hands, sort of creation, very tactile person. I love to feel my keyboard. And I think my children also have the capacity, as I see with Alice, to be in touch with her body and seek within as well with her creation and connection with what she is dealing with, right? And getting to understand what is through your hands. What is it through your hands? So you can relate by getting to associate where this comes from when you also can feel and have a physical sensation in your first person. So you are a catalyst of powers, not just of sickness and pain. And it renews. You cannot renew your power because we're all together in this. We are all renewing our powers at the same time together, willingly or unwillingly. We are here together every day and at the same time. People might say it's not true, that they live in another world. We're all in the same world, day and night. Well, it's about time to let go of the last terrors of paradise. Uh, um, in the purgatory that's known as the heavenly earth. Heavenly earth, because after this, we'll start writing with this book, Paradiso, and going with the celestial realms. All right. I would love to study the Arabic as well. Um, Probably the Jews, but throughout the multiverse in virtual reality. I like to take it too serious. I like people to, like me, have the right to be with their family, to nourish their family, to work, to know what is the cost and the value of life as a fountain of power, to be alive, to cherish, to celebrate. So the word for the transition is precisely. So instead of precise, it's precisely. And there are only 3 days to start the new month. Um, you can be in a monotonous stage that can lead to death because for a certain reason its power is decaying into a generational change for the betterment of its own spirit with goodwill and harmony, so we simply learn to express with one another. Some people are afraid to express because they have a lot of trauma. We can see how they recover dogs from shelters. Some are traumatized and they recover again and they're very happy. So, how we relate with one another, what's going on out there, what's going on in here. And we might have a lot of fears and paranoia. I have paranoias like if I collect them. But the more you go into the unknown, you need these paranoias, all right? Uh, Always to check them. This might not be true. You can have as many paranoias as you want. You'll never judge as crazy if you share them as something you doubt, right? I doubt. You have the right to doubt. I don't know. It must be one of my paranoias. I have all these distortions, so it might lead to this, but I'm not sure. Um, it can be based on a reality without having to be true, could be true, but from the lens of something that has happened bad, you might think that everything else is also wrong. And when you start to wake up and see, hey, not wake up, but you see, this has not happened, this has not happened. So the suspicious mind that's on alarm, what's reality, what's going on? I need to get this to certify. I need the evidence to be able to clear this away. First of all, you don't leave things like that because everything should be in order. So it is normal that if you're working with accountability and it's not there, it's normal that you are alarmed. It's not there. It should be there. And like this is everything. So when you go through, just check it in, check your values in your scenario. Check in what your parents have given you. I can say my parents have done this and that, but this is my generation, you know. I don't want to take people away from their lands or tell them how to pay with forms of way that are not very nice. I would like to learn how would you do this so you don't get killed. Because I didn't like how they killed my father in the village he created with credit. He gave credit in a land where nobody knows what is credit in Venezuela. Higuerote, Tacarigua, the Mamporal. Beautiful man, so bright and genius, so authentic and loving. He would show the paper to my mother. Look what I've done. They can come and you don't have to pay anything. It's 10 times cheaper and you will recover from the natural disasters that took away your house. Just bring your things and be welcome. It's credit. You can have it free and pay with credit. He was so happy. And my mother looked at him like, this is totally crazy. And he's so positive and willing to help the people. At the same time, he was tired of the politics and wanted to be more in nature. And he did mistakes, of course. He did not teach the people how to pay credit. He did a lot of work. He was so busy. It takes so much time to understand or come up with an invention because the pain is pushing you to solve this problem. I didn't go behind the murder and all the people that were not paying my father to play vengeance because they all conspired to kill my father because they didn't want to pay back. He had 4 threats of death. And when people are always talking bad about somebody or a culture in that scenario, They make up stories, they believe. They say the land belongs to them, not to the Spanish colony. And he was not the Spanish colony. He came when Franco had a national war. He never colonized anyone nor his descendants. And my grandfather was a fisherman. People simply work very hard. Um, so this question, why others have and others not? What is it in the culture that separates us so much? Why would a group, given a case scenario, want to kill another group? So give it a trust and teach what values are about. If you have a map, you will understand. If you love your children, you will understand to give them everything you have, but at the same time, create the stability for yourself with a healthy family and a healthy nation. If this doesn't happen, you will search for new forms of power. I knew there was good people on this earth for me. They exist, I know. Sometimes I cheer them up because it's too hard to be so good to people that you might think don't deserve it for a reason. They don't deserve your kindness. They don't deserve your smile. And they serve me food as well because I am there to have a free lunch from those who suffer from something particular or about something. So I told one, normally you're compassionate or merciful, but today you're patient. So I had tried to make him smile. And never seen him like that, and he always goes to church. Well, I don't go every time to mass, but when I go, he's always there in the same corner I go, and he always serves. He's a very good man. I've never seen him upset. Later on, I found out there were only two people. I was trying to make him smile, but he was very worried and bothered. I thought he was not mean or anything. And then I found out those words and he felt better. I cannot help, they don't let me help. So at the end he said, okay, you can clean the tables. I said, not now, not now. Later, but you can bring me the glasses, he said. The cups or the plates. Because I might look like a person that goes there as a, I don't know, maybe a, how do you call that? Uh, con artist or people that are interested. Um, uh, I have gone through so much that I cannot really think how I'm going to make it anymore. So I don't think it's going to work with the political parties how they are right now. Um, without having the way to make it happen with my children next to me. So there is impediment of power to flow, rain, flow to flow down the blessings for those who are waiting and willing. People are afraid of what others are going to say, I guess. And we let it pass. We can let it pass. We need something to feel better. We need to look at beautiful things to keep on. We need to reassure that people are with us, that everything is fine. There's threats to every president because their work's not going to be fulfilled. But there's no presidency that can make this happen with another group of people wanted to take over and having to play all these presidential campaigns. It's very uncomfortable as well to look at all this in multimedia. The votes can happen with a better democracy when you have seen the work that this opposite party has made. But all they are doing is going in campaign, sending poison to the president that is trying to do a work right now. Let's say some presidents have done very evil things in the past, so they get that position and ranking. Yeah, they had to step on many people, they had to make a lot of connections, some had to do pacts of blood, some may have to do all these things you watch on internet, and you are totally like, oh my god, I didn't need to watch this. Really, they're really like that. So we have Trump. Trump has given freedom of expression. They have given the files, and here we are trying to make a better world as well by cleaning every corner and spot where there is darkness, not to cast it away, because that's where they hide. That's where the perversion is hidden. You can cast it away as to free somebody because you don't have enough energy at that moment to rescue that being. But what if you can transform with others? Because you become one in the form of power. Because who does not want to go towards the light, towards what's better? Who doesn't? Who doesn't? How many animals don't know that they're getting helped? They're getting help and they're fighting back. But they don't know that they're gonna take that piece out from within their body and they will fight back. You have to be aggressive and take that animal. against their own will. Oh, you're being a rude person. Oh, she's what the what what would it know? I myself think, please have compassion on me that you have helped me. You have helped me throughout this year, and I still have paranoias. And but I know you're a good person. There is people that has been treated in better ways because they're welcome. They're welcome to be taken out of a cross. You don't want to be in a cross. You want to give showers of a rain of light through your hands and be free in that image with one another as well. You will see beautiful people sharing this throughout the world with the light of your eyes. That you have good people, that no one is an animal in here. We can understand universal love. You can understand the sound. Bye bye.